Hello everyone and welcome to Love Qualified, a ministry that is dedicated to encouraging others to experience the sovereign love of the one true God who has qualified us to be his beloved ones. My name is Joni and I am the author of contemporary Christian romance books. I'm going to leave them here in the corner. On this channel we talk about faith, entrepreneurship and lifestyle. This is going to be my first Christian entrepreneur vlog, or one of its kind, because I am going to be taking you guys with me to a Christian women's business event called Faith Driven Success. Gosh, I'm ruining this intro. But anyway, if you'd like to see what I get up to today, then please keep watching. Hey guys, so update, we are on our way. When I say we, it's just me, but my lovely, wonderful husband agreed to drive me. I was going to take the train and it planned to take me about an hour to get there, but the lovely husband said he was going to drive me. Say hey babe.
Morning, eh?
He's going to drive me, so he's going to drive me to the event. We're going to be a bit late because we had to sort out some things before leaving the house. It's supposed to start at 11 o'clock. It's 10:44 now, and because there's a lot of traffic, it's going to take us I don't know how many hours, but we're going to get there around 11:18. So late but not too late. So I will update you guys when I get there. Oh, I made sure this time around when I packed my bag, I have a bottle of water. I got my wallet, which has some like business cards or whatever, because it's going to be a networking event as well. Hubby always reminds me to get the business cards. I didn't forget to do that today. And then I remembered to take my journal where I'm going to be jotting down notes, because it's going to be a long day from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's going to be different sessions, and we have speakers. I forgot to tell you guys about the speakers. We've got Hayley Mulenda. If you guys don't know who Hayley is, I only discovered her like a few months ago, but she's a renowned speaker, and she is going to be there, and I'm really excited to learn from all the wisdom that's going to be shared today. But there's two other guys who are going to be there as well. I'm going to put their names in here. They're part of this podcast, and they're going to be there as well, just sharing the different nuggets. So I'm excited about that. So I will update you guys when we get to the event. So my husband dropped me off and I had to walk just a very short distance to the event, where the event was taking place. When we got in, it wasn't time to go in yet. So after signing in, they asked us to wait outside in the foyer, and there you go, there's the very amazing Christmas decoration outside. And I was just sitting there and having some wonderful conversations with some of the ladies and just networking. And here we are when it was time for us to go in. I just really loved the way they decorated the venue. This is a church that they use for the venue, so I just loved the tables, and yeah, it was just amazing. I found a seat and we sat down and we got ready for the event.
And God will never leave you nor forsake you. So I just wanted to give thanks that, Lord, I give you thanks no matter what I'm going through, no matter what problems, no matter what stress, no matter what tears, no matter what heartbreak, no matter what problem that is happening, I give you thanks.
King of Kings, exalt the Lord of Lords in the mighty name of Jesus. Hallelujah.
You're worthy of it all. Lift up your voices. For from you, and to you are all things. You deserve the glory.
Cheers. Come on, don't stop till she sings. One more. All right, great. And as you know, today we have some amazing panelists scheduled to speak to us today. And so I'm just going to introduce them as I call them up, cheer them on, round of applause, let the energy, I feel a bit cold and I don't know why, so let the energy from the room warm you up. So firstly, we're going to call up Robert and Jonathan. Purpose-led group. So it's a podcast. You'll see all the Instagram stuff on the flyer. But guys, they haven't sat down. I don't know why. And so, as I said, and I've been saying all day today, you have to open your mind, open your heart, open Hayley Mulenda. Right? Don't stop till she sits down. Hayley is a multi-award-winning international keynote speaker, author, and change agent. Keynote speaker, change agent. That's an incredible accolade to have next to your name. So, here.
Louder. Wow. So welcome. We're actually a community of women that prioritize God in our businesses. We do events like these. We gather together, we fellowship and we worship, we pray. We seek God for strategy, for direction. We have midnight prayers, live talks, all of these things to cultivate one another, to encourage one another, because who knows community is so important, and that you can't do everything by yourself. And we've seen so much growth, so much testimonies, and we've seen what the Lord has done.
Doing well. My name is Robert Putze. I'm like by day, by night. So like by day, I'm a consultant. I work at a tech company. I can say IBM, I work at IBM. And then by night I do a few other things. So I'm a public speaking coach. I help people, help with professionals, accelerating their careers by enhancing their communication and public speaking skills. Ultimately, public speaking, as Hayley can really say too, is super important for your career success. If you can't speak, you can't impact. If you can't impact, you can't grow forward or move forward. So I help people in that area there, the public speaking, communication skills. That's one. As well as this two, I'm a speaker, so I had the privilege with my brother speaking at some amazing companies such as Microsoft, HSBC, JNO, speaking that impacted them. And then as well as this too, we have the privilege, the honor to serve people in our business called Purpose Led, whereby we help people by helping them walk in purpose.
My name is Jonathan. I run a business, it's called a Thought Leadership Agency. I help B2Bs become thought leaders in their space through the power of personal branding and podcasting. And I also want to honor you, Serena, and your team as well. You guys have been amazing. I was saying, when Serena said you lot have pads, I said people use notes on their phone at our events. So very, very well done for all the organisation and stuff. You're going to see them purple, your purple.
I'll be the third person to congratulate Serena as well. And what you guys are doing here is amazing. You know, originally I was meant to speak in September, but it was the day that I was coming back from America. So I said the next day I'll make sure. So I actually made sure I was in the country because I was going to extend in Dubai, but I was like, let me just come back and make sure that I support Serena, because I really support everything you're doing. So yeah, so my name is Hayley Mulenda. I'm a speaker, a consultant by day in terms of business, and then I also am in music as well. Before I was doing rapping, but I've recently stepped into music management. So I'm all things business, I'm all things impact, I'm all things making sure that women are at the forefront of greatness. That's what I do. So in terms of public speaking, I started speaking at the age of 16. I've been doing it for 10 years. I've been able to travel around the world, so my clients are within the UK, across Europe, across America, across Africa, and now I'm branching out into the Middle East from next year. It's enough about God. I'm so curious about God. Like, I'll be looking at certain things, maybe because I just spent a week in Dubai, and I'm going back out in a few weeks for a bit longer. I'll be around these rich billionaires from Muslims, and I'll be talking about how they do deen 5 times a day, praying 5 times a day. I'll be thinking, raw, like, you so believe in your faith, you so believe in your book, and because you so believe in your book, you generally align your results with this book. You generally align these results with your faith. And then you'll have Christians who will come and say, Jesus wants us to be poor. I'll try to hear it. Listen, as somebody who has a following, only my husband knows how crazy my DMs get, or even my comments. Back to what I was saying is that I'm around so many different people of faith, different faith groups, and they are so principled. And the Bible comes and says, above all things, acquire wisdom. It says wisdom is the principal thing. I think if Christians learn to get curious about wisdom, curious about principle, God is a very principled God. And principle leads to results. It's not faith, it's principle. Principle leads to results. That's why there's people who cannot be Christian and they will have all the success because they're principled. So you can think about Richard Branson, you can think about Bill Gates, you can think about Jeff Bezos. They understand the principle of giving. but you have people who are still fighting to tithe. But you have people who are rich people who understand the power of giving a percentage of their money. But you have in the church, well, should we tithe or not? Well, let me just cancel that right now. Tithing actually came before the law, because people were like, well, tithing is, you know, it's the law, we are above the law because of grace. It doesn't necessarily look like, obviously I do pray in tongues, you know, I've got the gifts of tongues. And sometimes I do pray in tongues, but sometimes my prayer just looks like, God, let me just sit here and listen to you. Because God speaks. The Bible says that he nor slumbers nor sleeps, and he speaks from his holy hill. So you can't be somebody who's a believer and you're speaking but you're not listening to him. And I'll say the third thing in terms of something that has helped me, character. Gosh, if there's one thing I pray the body of Christ gets, character. Because people will not see you for your faith. People see you for your character. Character is a super important thing. I actually understand why Jesus humbled himself, because even when people saw Jesus, they didn't see his works first, they heard about him. And I'll end it with this, with the parable, not the parable, the woman with the issue of blood. I don't think people actually understand how powerful that story is. Because this woman was bleeding. In Jewish culture, when you're bleeding, in those times, you weren't allowed to go out. You weren't allowed to mingle. Which means she was bleeding for 12 years, which means she was isolated for 12 years. Which means nobody could evangelize to her about Jesus. Nobody could have gone to her and said, Jesus is on the way. Which means she heard through a grapevine that there's a Messiah coming. Which means she never saw Jesus. She never saw the miracles. She never heard about it. It means wherever she was in isolation, she would have heard about this man's character. She would have heard there's this man coming who does miracles. There's this man coming that does great things. Which means that how people spoke about Jesus announced him before he came. How people speak about you doesn't announce you. When you think about KFC, you think about chicken. When you think about Burger King, you think about burger. The thing I want to end with is when people think about your name, what words come to mind?
Gifts, as everyone in the room too. If you want to change your environment, write out all your gifts. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do with these gifts? And then find people who can help you go to that next point. When I wanted to improve and take my business to the next level, what did I do? I found this woman here, this lovely sister here. I invested into her, and my thing has gone up. And it's not because I don't know why it works, but I just follow it and it works. You invest into yourself, you get more back. Especially you invest in fertile land. When you invest in fertile land, something goes up. I done that. I saw my gifts. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I want to be international. I want to be speaking to places. I want to be able to, when I speak, people, lives are shifted by God's grace. I want to do that. Who does that in my circle? And that's what Hayley said. You're not as far away as you think to someone who can do that for you. I saw Hayley. I went to her event. Hayley, let's do it.
What Hayley said, like, you go into Nigeria, you're being in these places where you're going to meet the right type of people who you're meeting by accident. Because if you're in, let's say for example, I like to talk about the gym I go to, so let's say for example you're in Pure Gym, the type of people that you're going to meet, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but they're usually, they're ready to go, they're there for a reason, just to work out, and then they go home when they go to work straight after that. I go to David Lloyd's. The people there, they're there and they chill. They go to the cafe, they do this, and then they get their tea and then they sip it real slow, put the other leg down, put the other leg up, and they sip it real slow. Then they have a conversation with Sally and James, who they met in the sauna. And that's something that I've done regularly, like multiple times. I'm meeting people that are like 40 years old, who I have no business meeting with. Why am I meeting James, who has a construction company? I don't know about construction. That's nothing to do with me. But then he's telling me about how to run X and Y through my business, and how to do this and that, and then how he's been able to take his wife here because of this move that he made X amount of years ago. I'm learning that sitting in the sauna, steaming off my head, sweat pouring from my pores. Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on. How did I get into this conversation? It's because I was there by accident. Well, I was there on purpose, but we had the conversation by accident. Right? The type of people that you're speaking to, how do you, like, what are these accidental conversations? How do you have these accidental conversations? And how do you have positive and impactful and purposeful accidental conversations? You make sure that you're in the right places in the first place.
So after the panel, we had a 20-minute break where we went out and had some snacks, and then we went back for the second half.
Last time I had my event, I've been saying 2024 the year of more, which was in September. I've been so intentional with saying 2024 the year of more, simply because, as I said, the first type of encounter you have with God is God the orator. God said, let there be light, and there was light, which means that if you are looking to learn from God, if you're looking to study from God, you have to be able to study this one thing, which is the fact that he speaks life.
who's holding on that seat in the picture as well, Benny. Like, he actually has changed a lot since that moment in time as well. So now what he's doing is he's running events for Christian professionals? Yeah. Christian professionals to all come together. He used to host, I remember I went to the biggest party I've been to in Coventry. That's one of the only reasons I went to the Midlands. No, actually, I went to Coventry twice. One time for that party that Benny ran, which was one of the biggest things, was like 3 different floors. He put all these different people together. And the second time to speak at Coventry University. I didn't go to university myself, so I was very proud of myself for that. I was really happy about that one. And then, fast forward a couple of years, now Benny's running these events with all these different Christian professionals, bringing them all together. Like, people were telling him, like, oh, you've got a gift. You've got a gift to bring people together. You don't have to just do it for the world. You can do it for God. Come on now. You can really do it.
Hi guys, it's the end of the event. This is my friend Debbie.
Oh, hi. So I'm at the Kingdom Women in Business event with my friend Joan. And I also have a wedding and event planning business called Fortress Weddings and Events. So follow me at Fortress Events UK on Instagram.
I'll put her details on the screen. Thank you. Hey you guys, so it's currently about 8 p.m. I think, and I just got home. Well, I didn't just get home. I got home at around 6 p.m. or so, and I've had dinner and I've just been winding down, just trying to soak in and just like meditate on everything that I've heard today and learned today. Because today has been so good, like so amazing. I'm going to share with you guys some testimonies in a bit. But as you guys could see in the previous clip, I've just been looking through the notes that I took from today's event and just trying to watch some of the videos and some of the clips that I took for this vlog. But I'm glad I took those videos because I can usually go back and listen to some of the things that were said. When you go to events like this, especially ones that are not recorded or streamed online, and you can't go back and listen to what they said, you can miss things. You can't take all the notes, you know, but there are certain things that have stood out to me today, and I'm going to share that with you guys. First of all, this was the first event where I did like proper networking. Like, people always say that it's so important to network in business. I did not see the importance of that until today. Like, it's so important. At the very beginning, when we were waiting outside in the lobby to go, in the foyer, waiting to go into the hall before the event started, I was speaking to some ladies. Well, I was eavesdropping into their conversation, and then they brought me in. That's just because I was sitting on my own, and I just wanted to, you know, be part of their conversation, because we were talking about, one of the ladies was talking about like TikTok and how she was getting like brand deals on TikTok, and I think she's like a business, she helps people manage their businesses or something like that. And I was just so mind blown. I was like, these people are like in their early 20s and they're already doing these big things. It's so amazing, like so inspiring to see how people are, how well they're like integrating into like the business world. And it just inspired me not to think small, because I'm that kind of person where sometimes I can struggle with just like doubting the abilities that God has given me. That's why it's so important to be around people who will inspire you to be where you want to be. That's one of the things I took away from today's event. Hayley Mulenda Mrs. Record, was saying about not thinking small, you know, being around people who would inspire you to be where you want to be, basically. God has revealed so many big things for me this year, 2023. But sometimes I get discouraged by the current circumstances, and I get discouraged and I doubt God's promises. And God has just been reminding me today that, Joan, he's so big, so he's capable of doing so much more than I could ever ask or think in this business that he has place in my heart, like to steward this author business, Love Qualified Press. Like, he's able to do so much more. It is his business after all. He is the CEO of my business, of this business. He's the CEO, and he's capable of doing so much. Let me stop like trying to limit him, because I can't limit God. I'm only human. trying to limit him, because whenever I try to do stuff by my own strength, it's going to fail. I just need to stop worrying and let everything, just hand everything over to God, because he is a CEO. I need to follow his lead, follow his direction, and he is going to blow my mind. I just know that in 2024, God is going to blow my mind, and I cannot wait to see what he does. Guys, I'm going to be documenting the whole journey. I'm so excited. You guys are going to be here with me, which is why I encourage you to like, subscribe, comment, follow, share, because I'm going to be documenting how God is going to blow my mind in 2024. I believe that with all my heart and all my soul, all my mind, all my spirit. I believe that so much. God is going to blow my mind in 2024 when it comes to this business that he has given me to steward. Like, it's just so amazing. I met this lady who came all the way from Paris to attend the event. Like, this community is going global. So if you're kingdom woman in business, I encourage you, doesn't matter if you're in the UK, I encourage you to join the community. I'm going to leave the links to everything down below so you can join the Quib community. She came all the way from Paris, and I knew, because of her accent, I knew that, oh, this lady, she sounds like French. She's got like a French accent. And when we're just networking and just talking about like what we do and stuff, and I told her I'm a Christian author, but I never mentioned my name, my full name. I never mentioned like the title of my books. And she told me that she knows my books, that she's seen my books on TikTok. And I think she said she heard or a friend of hers told her about my books or something like that. And I was like, wow, the power of social media and just the power of God. You see why it's just important to not settle for mediocrity. Like, one of the things that I'm, been learning this year is to go all out, just be hardworking in everything that you do. That's why when I went all out when it comes to TikTok and marketing, just going all out, because God can use that. God has used that to blow my mind. The amount of people that he has reached through just talking about my books for 20 seconds on TikTok, like making this content, the personal branding and everything, the amount of people that he has been able to reach, people that I don't even know. And I was able to meet one of them today through an event that wasn't even about me, and I was able to meet somebody that knew me. Like, I was so speechless. And I had to ask her, like, you know me, you've heard about me. She was like, yeah, she's seen my books. And I was like, wow. And she kept telling me that there are a lot of people in France who want a French version, like a French translation of the book. And I have been getting a lot of comments on some of my viral videos on TikTok of people saying, please, can you translate it to French? Please, can you translate it to French? So actually, that's something that maybe I'll be able to do in the future, if, by God's grace. Not even maybe, I'm praying today, I'm holding on to this word that God will blow my mind, and someday I will be able to translate my books into French. Because some of you may know I'm Cameroonian. I grew up in Cameroon, and Cameroon is a French and English speaking country. So if I want my books to be available in my home country, Cameroon, but obviously there's people there who cannot speak French, who cannot speak English. So it would be amazing to have a French translation as well, so the books can be distributed to people all around the country. So that's so amazing. And one thing I'm just gonna end on before I just close out this video is just the fact that we can truly do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We can really do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Like, when I just think about all the things that God has helped me do, like I was speaking to a lady today who's also thinking about writing a book, and she was just asking me questions about how do you publish a book, like, and I was just trying to explain to her like all the different things, and I just realized like God has brought me so far in this journey. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm just a noob, I don't know anything, but actually God has brought me through a lot. He has brought me through a lot, and he's still taking me in so many places, and I'm believing, I'm trusting, and I know that 2024 is going to be, I'm telling you guys, the year that God will blow my mind. He's going to do so much more than I could ever ask or think. Like, I'm thinking, like mentoring others, pouring out my knowledge to others, sharing this journey like I am now, but like coaching other people as well. I'm thinking big things. God is revealing so many things to me, and I just cannot wait to partner with him in this journey. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. And I've just been inspired by the fact that I can do excellent things because the excellent Spirit of God lives in me. To see people like Hayley Mulenda record occupying spaces. Guys, she's 26 years old. She's only 26 years old. And this woman is a multi-award winning 6-figure, 7-figure business speaker. You know, like she's going places. She's speaking in the US, in Africa, in the UAE. She's speaking in the Middle East, in Europe, like so many places. Moving, shaking places for the kingdom of God. Like, we need to occupy the spaces as kingdom women. To see a woman of color, a black woman in those spaces, being so confident in what she does, what she carries, because of the God that lives in her. That is so inspiring. And that inspires me to know that even in the Christian fiction world, Christian fiction romance world, God has given me dominion over this world because he lives in me, because I have the excellent Spirit of God in me, and I am able to exercise dominion because my God has all the power. Guys, all the power. He lives in me, and I'm super, super excited, guys. I don't know if this video is making sense. I have so many things to share, but I can't even begin to explain how inspired I am. And even Robert and the other two guys, Robert and I've forgotten Adam, I think. I'll put their names here. I keep forgetting their names. I'm so sorry. They were so inspiring as well. They led like a purpose-led workshop, just thinking about your purpose. One thing that he said is about purpose is about your burden and your gifts. It's not just about your gifts. It's about having a gift, but also the burden that you can use your gift to meet. You know, the burden that you have that you can use your gifts to. How did I put it? Let me read from here, guys, so that I'm not going to keep rambling. It says your burdens will be overcome by using your gifts for God's glory. And I think that that's really, really important. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I would love for you guys to like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends. I share all about faith, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle. If you're into that kind of stuff, then please follow me. Check out all my books. They are down below, and the links to them are all in the description. If you want other ways that you can support me, support my journey, I'll leave all the links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.